Today, I'm going to show you how the pros get big and interesting sounding vocals.
Cannons, talking about tracks.
There are several ways to go about getting big vocals. What I'm going to show you today is a tried and true method used by industry professionals. I used these techniques on a song I recorded last year with an artist named Emma Caroline. So let's jump right in.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room. One sip, your lips took me on a trip. If only I knew that you would be this bad for me. I can't take you this casually. I set aside my other highs. You're all that I do.
So now that you've heard the first verse, let's break down how we did the vocals. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to solo these vocals so you can really hear how they worked without the track behind them, so we can really dive in. So I'm going to turn off any of the effects that I had so you can just hear it.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room. One sip, your lips took me on a trip. If only I knew.
So that's with no effects. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the EQ and the compression so you can hear the vocal all by itself.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room. One sip, your lips took me on a trip. If only I knew that you would be this bad for me. I can't take you this casually. I set aside my other highs. You're all that I do.
So as you can tell, this is a really strong vocal. And that's really the key thing to recording anything, is you always want to start with a strong source. It makes the rest of the process super simple. Compression, usually, I will use. It can help boost the volume a little bit. It helps to bring out some nuance in the voice. And also, a lot of people will use it to help level out the volume in the vocal. I personally don't like doing it that way. I would rather level the volume either through using a program like Melodyne, or sometimes I can do it inside Logic itself. But I do like to use a little bit of compression just to give some of that nuance to the voice, make it just a little bit fatter. This particular compressor I'm using is based on the LA2A. It's through Slate Digital. They call it the FG2A on here, but it is based on LA2A, which is a famous compressor. It's great for using on vocals. So now I'm going to show how I did the EQ on this vocal. I subscribe to an EQing style known as subtractive EQ. So instead of trying to boost a bunch of stuff, you actually take stuff away. You find the harsh qualities in the voice and pull them out so that the stronger qualities really come through, versus just boosting the stronger qualities while leaving the harsh qualities in there.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room. One sip, your lips took me on a trip. If only I knew that you would be this bad for me. I can't take you this casually. I set aside my other highs. You're all that I do.
So now I'm going to show how I did the effects on the vocal. Every time that I put the vocal chain together in the track, I will always create a delay and I will create a reverb. That doesn't mean that I necessarily have to use both of them, which in this case I actually don't use the delay, but I always like to have it there just in case I want it.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room.
The delay I like to use is the H delay by Waves. It's a great sounding delay. I use it on pretty much everything. And one thing that you'll notice is just by having that extra bus in there, it adds a little bit of volume to the track. Now for reverb, I use this Valhalla Vintage Reverb. I absolutely love this. This is an industry standard. Today I'm using a very light room reverb. There's only a half second of decay, which is perfect, because all I want to do is just give the vocal a little bit of space, just to give it a vibe.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room.
See, it's adding just the right element, just a little bit of vibe to it. Now let's hear what that sounds like in the context of the song.
Well, you drew me in right then, right when you walked in the room. One sip, your lips took me on a trip. If only I knew that you would be this bad for me. I can't take you this casually. I set aside my other highs. You're all that I do.
Okay, so now with the chorus, this is where we really get to have a lot of fun with making this vocal really big and really interesting.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing. Little does she know I pick my poison.
So now that we've heard this in context, let's break this down a little bit. So again, I'm going to solo this vocal track so that I can break down how we built this piece by piece. There are a lot of plugins you can get out there that give you the effect of having multiple vocals on top of each other, having this wide vocal. I personally don't like using those. I use an old school method that most professionals do use, which is you just record the vocal multiple times and you stack them on top of each other. This to me works way better because you get certain nuances. If you use plugins to make it sound like it's doubled, it's the same vocal, and so all the same nuances in there, even though they've stretched it out a little bit. Whereas if you do multiple tracks, you get different nuances with every single vocal take, and it makes it far more interesting and far bigger sounding. But let's start with the single vocal so that you can hear how I did the effects. With this one for the chorus, I did add the delay, so it gives an extra element of space and largeness.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine.
So I'm going to turn off the delay for a second so you can hear what the difference is.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing. Little does she know I pick my poison.
It sounds really great with that delay in there. And like I said before, the source material is key. This is an incredible vocal performance, which means it was extremely easy to work with. So what I had her do is I had her sing the same line 3 times. What I end up doing is I usually find the one that I like the best out of the 3 performances to make that the lead vocal. Then I use the other 2, I tuck them back a little bit, I pan them hard to each side, and this is what gives the space. Let's listen to what those other 2 vocals sound like together without the lead vocal.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is...
So now let's listen to all 3 of those lead vocals together.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing. Little does she know I pick my poison.
That sounds really good. So let's move on and hear how we did the harmonies. The harmonies, it's a very similar scenario. We double them instead of triple them, but we still have them panned hard. Depending on what the track is, sometimes I'll pan them a little bit different. For the sake of this one, I wanted a lot of width, so I panned them hard right and hard left, same as those doubled vocals. This just gives it a ton of space, with the exception of the single harmony that goes along with that single line. I have it panned right here at about 1:30, 2 o'clock. That just gives it a little bit of like this interesting flavor, gives something for the ear to really grab hold of.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with the book rejoicing. Little does she know.
So let's listen to all those vocals together.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing. Little does she know I pick my poison.
So it's fun to listen to how there's a nice little dance between all the vocals. And it's good. It's what's referred to as ear candy. It's a really good thing for the listener to listen to. And it's also fun as a producer to try to create these sounds just to make it sort of interesting, make it fun for yourself and for everybody else. Now let's listen to that entire chorus in context.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing, little does she know I pick my poison.
So there you go. This chorus is big, it's wide, it's interesting. I'm really happy with it, and now you have the tools to get there yourself. So now I'm just going to play you the bridge and the last chorus. I use the exact same technique for the bridge, so I'm not going to break that down. But one thing I do on the last chorus to make it interesting is, in order to build into a nice ending for the song, is I have the first half of the chorus with just a solo vocal. I don't have it stacked until the second half, so just take a listen.
I set aside other highs, you're all I do. Babe, it was nice till I paid the price. You're all I got to lose. I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with the book rejoicing, little does she know I picked my poison.
So notice how in that last chorus it gives the ear a little bit of a reprieve. There's 3 choruses in the song. The first 2 are pretty much exactly the same. Then the third one, you add a little extra element to help it build into something different, give the listener something new to listen to. This is part of what helps keep a track interesting. So now that I've shown you some of these techniques, you should go try them on your own. Do not be afraid to fail. Trial and error is the best way to learn this stuff. These are tried and true methods that professionals use, but even professionals are trying new techniques, using this as a basis for how to get there. So don't be scared to try new things. You'll be amazed what you might find. Please go give I Picked My Poison a listen on Spotify. Emma Caroline, I Know You Ain't Talking to Me EP is out now. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please comment if there's other things that you want me to teach. As well, if you just want to say hey, or you just want to say that you appreciate what I'm doing. I will leave links in the description below for all of the gear that I've used in this video. Take what you need, leave the rest, and happy creating.
I gave up whiskey and I gave up wine, 'cause babe, your touch is the only thing I crave late at night. Don't need no smoke, no, I already got my vice. Mama sitting at home with a book rejoicing, little does she know I picked my poison.